for most people, it's just that they don't have that connection.
Yeah, and if we did have that connection, what would we do? Like, how would our food choices be impacted?
Oh, you treat food much differently. That's I always like say, like, for me personally, like, I know it's a little different, but like I'd like to get to the point where the only meat that I could consume is stuff that was ethically sourced or hunted or something like that. You have an understanding that it requires a life to nourish your own. And that for me is that's why I'm okay with hunting ethically, because we've been doing this for thousands of years, and it's something that is hard to do. It requires more effort. It requires actual consciousness for what you're doing.
Well, generally something that's done historic. I mean, we can find kind of we can find anything that's done historically and fit it to our narrative of what we say is right. Right, so you can't necessarily do that and justify it for taking a life. And I think thinking it doesn't really take into account the perspective of the victim.
There's a victim involved in that choice, right, to consume other animals.
Yeah, because it's giving nourishment to my more concentrated nourishment to my body. You can get more protein, more things from animals, and contrary to whatever, ethically, I'm sure that animal had a life. I'm sure it did, but that's why I disagree with the process that humans.
So does the convenience of getting concentrated protein as opposed to plant protein?
Well, it's not convenient if you hunt it.
No, but hear me out here. So does the convenience in terms of your dietary, like your macronutrients, does that convenience exceed the amount of that animal valuing their lives? Like, does that?
So right now we're operating off the fact that you understand what the animal thinks.
No, I'm asking you.
Well, you're saying the animal wants that life. You're personifying the animal, which is fine. But then we're also talking about food here.
Do you disagree that all animals value their lives?
I can't answer that question because I can't speak for other animals.
It isn't really a giving process. No animal puts their head on a chopping block, you know?
Do you think that, like, if those pigs, instead of being trucked in their own feces and like 200 in a truck like they are now, if they were like coming in Rolls Royces, like individually with like pink hats on and like tuxes and stuff, like, would we be okay with slaughtering them after that? Like,
No, you treat them different.
So how would you say that we can slaughter an animal like ethically if they don't want to die?
Well, how can you? I mean, that's life, though, man. How can you say it's like? Are you going to get mad at?
Is it life or is it death?
It's both, because you get life from that death.
Do we have to, though?
No, but it's also a pretty big portion if you'd like to, and I have no issue with it. My big thing is that I think we can adjust the amount we use.
But if you don't have to and you'd like to, then it's out of taste that you would, right?
Is it?
It's out of pleasure. I mean, there's no necessity.
I can't say that because humans have been eating meat for 10,000 plus years.
I mean, we've been doing a lot of things for a long time. That doesn't.
I mean, I'm kind of confused on what you're trying to tell me now. Are you trying to get me to back out of eating meat completely? I have a question then. What do you guys feel about other omnivore species? It's like what do you guys think about others?
Well, if anything, it's excitement that we're a species that has a choice, right? We have the choice. Now you guys have said a little bit about your ethic of eating only hunted animals. Do you guys eat at like restaurants or grocery stores?
Yes, but very rarely do we order meat. Like very.
What about like dairy and eggs?
Not a big dairy guy.
Okay,
eggs, I do eat eggs. I'd say it's like 80 to 20. I mean, like 20% meat,
20%
other things.
Yeah.
But
what's the 20% like?
Chicken.
Yeah.
It's pretty like. I know every animal life, I'm sure.
Well, what do you think those chickens' lives are like?
Pretty terrible. I mean, if I'm getting it from the store, I know how bad it is. Yeah.
What do you like? What's it like though?
What do you mean?
Like, what is their life like? What makes it terrible?
Yeah, they're pumped up full of water and made to make more pumped so that they don't or any weight and stuff like that.
Right.
They're stressed. They lay eggs all the time. They're fed eggs to make sure that they're getting their egg quotas all the time.
Have you tried any chicken alternatives? Any other plant protein?
I try plant proteins all the time. Yeah, like if there's like a new plant stuff. Oh, I love plant.
They're pretty good, huh?
I love plant burgers. I love things like that. Yeah. From someone who used to consume red meat maybe 3 to 4 times, and now it's like maybe once or twice a month.
What was your inspiration for moving in that direction?
It's just more, I agree with, like I said, the ethics of not putting our animals in these massive process systems. And
totally.
It's unhealthy food. It's not happy food. It's pumped full of shit. The reality of it is that our meat is not healthy. Our animal products are not healthy. They're not happy, and they're not doing well.
Absolutely. And it's not good for the animals which we don't see. It's not good for the environment which we don't see, and the people working in those conditions. The things that you're saying is that it's wrong. It's fucked up what we're doing. Right? It's fucked up for a whole lot of reasons. You know. So it's good. It's great to hear that you guys are eating less animal products because it affects them.